Hello, this is Mrs. Balletta from Mariposa Elementary School, where I teach second grade. And for Earth Day, I'm going to share my book, Mermaids on a Mission to Save the Oceans. Before we begin, I want to introduce you to my friend Timmy and show you what happens to sea turtles in Florida and around the world when they get caught up in between these plastic soda wrappers, and these wrappers create a choking hazard. Okay, so now we're going to put Timmy down, and I'm going to start with the dedication page. This book is dedicated to children who can make positive changes to save the ocean habitats for our blue planet. May you enjoy these pearls of wisdom. And if you notice, you will see a beautiful sea turtle. Marlene delighted in watching the sunset on Miami Beach. She looked forward to it no matter how hard her day had been. She loved the way the vibrant colors lit the sky and reflected on the water. It was the perfect way to end the day of protecting the Atlantic Ocean. Marlene was one of the mermaids chosen by the Council for the Mermaid Mission to save the oceans from mankind's pollution. One mermaid was selected for each of the 7 continents. Marlene was assigned to North America. Here's Marlene. Marlene was careful to swim beyond the buoys so humans on the shore could not see her. She flexed her sparkling tail as she glided in the water waiting for the celestial show to begin. It was her favorite time of day because she could unwind in a sea of warm bubbly foam. She closed her eyes and breathed in the salty aroma and smiled as she thought about the upcoming reunion with her 6 mermaid sisters from around the globe. She couldn't wait to see her mermaid sisters, as they always had a fabulous time together. And there is Marlene thinking about her reunion. Once home, Marlene called her sister Fina. She was in South America, guarding the oceans in that part of the world. They spoke almost daily, sharing fresh ideas on keeping the oceans clean. Marlene was grateful Fina had helped her stop the chemical dumping in the Gulf of Mexico. That big mess hurt the rivers, oceans, and animals in the area. Marlene reached for her pink clam phone and blurted, "Call Fina." And there's Marlene calling Fina on her clam phone. Fina was home dancing to salsa music, swaying her glistening red hair from side to side. She answered her clam phone before it even rang, using her superpowers. "Hi, Fina, guess what?" asked Marlene. "We're getting medals from the Council for stopping the chemical dumping in the Gulf of Mexico," Marlene said. "Wow, that's marvelous," cried Fina. "Have you told the others yet?" Fina asked. "No, we'll tell them at our reunion in Asia next week," Marlene giggled. And there's Fina in South America. Marlene updated Fina on how she was persuading humans to stop putting oil, plastics, and chemicals into the ocean, and to conserve water and increase recycling in Florida and around the world. She had recruited kids to remind their families and friends about those things that polluted lakes and rivers and destroyed animal habitats and harmed the planets. At first, it was hard getting humans to understand that all living things depended on one another to survive. Now they were mindful of the need for clean water to live on the blue planet. The kids were doing a great job of spreading the message. Fina opened Agua Pura, a water park in South America that was really a secret hospital for animals. Many animals were taken there to be nursed back to health. Sea turtles went there to get plastic soda wrappers removed from their necks, like Timmy. Birds and mammals went there to get cleaned up after an oil spill. Oil destroyed their feathers and fur that kept them from freezing. Fina worked hard to care for her sea friends. She was the first to receive a medal from the consul for opening the animal hospital in South America. And there is the animal hospital in South America. In Africa, Jazzy guarded the ocean waters while humans drilled for oil. Her shark friends aided her by leading the animals out of harm's way and then escorting them back home when the drilling was finished. The sharks loved patrolling the seas with Jazzy. Her dark, shiny hair flowed freely through the waves, leading the way to safety. In other parts of Africa where water was scarce, Jazzy helped them install water wells to increase water supply on that continent. This made life much easier for humans in Africa. And this is Jazzy and her shark friends. In Asia, Marbella protected the seas by convincing humans in City Hall to change the laws to reduce water pollution. She had a gift for getting humans to do anything she asked with her mesmerizing smile. Her job was vital because of the large amounts of seafood imported to the United States from Asia. Marbella became furious whenever humans got sick from eating spoiled fish. After a long day of work, she came home and relaxed in her spa to forget about work for a while. And there is Marbella in her spa. Belinda oversaw the oceans in Australia. She adored animals, nature, and being outdoors. Her glittering scales were like stars twinkling in the deep blue sea. Belinda had a talent for making her own medicines using plants like seaweed, kelp, and coral. When things were running smoothly in her part of the world, she swam to Agua Pura and brought medicine to the animal hospital. Belinda took great pride in making her medicines and teaching humans that the ocean was a natural resource with enough plants to heal the whole planet. And there is Belinda and the sea plants. Milana was assigned to Europe. She managed an international school of languages where she taught humans how to keep the ocean waters clean in any language. Milana had a knack for languages and could speak Mermaid Spanish, Italian, French, and Greek. She had the sweetest voice that echoed through the waters like musical notes on a harp. Whenever she wasn't busy teaching or watching over the Mediterranean, she took care of the red crabs that seemed to multiply overnight. Here's Milana and the red sea crabs. Ava secured the frozen ocean in Antarctica, which worked well because she was fond of the cool weather and adored the penguins. She had a flair for communicating with the Arctic animals and didn't like leaving them for long. Ava was always the first to return home after a reunion. Her job was very demanding with so many glaciers melting and drifting into the ocean. The emperor penguins helped her keep track of the sliding glaciers, which was a full-time job now with global warming. And this is Ava in Antarctica with the penguins. The council was a group of 12 elders who broadcast the global news around the clock. They gave the mermaids superpowers and the ability to change into humans to fulfill their mission. Each mermaid's job was tuning into the news day and night using those superpowers. They listened for anything that might bring harm to the oceans surrounding their continents. Many wished to be a part of the council, but only the finest were selected for the mermaid mission. And this is the council. Meanwhile, back in North America, Marlene finished talking to Fina and was putting the clam phone down when she felt the ocean floor tremble. Suddenly, a strong rip current spiraled around her, causing her to lose her balance for a moment. Then, using her superpowers, she broke free and tuned into the news. Marlene glimpsed her teacups and saucers floating in the water from the corner of her eye while listening to the news. The news report stated they were expecting more tremors due to the oil drilling. And there is Marlene and her teacups and saucers floating away. Marlene swished outside of her apartment to check on the animals and make sure they were safe. Her dolphin friends were already on the job, soothing the scared fish who became nervous at the slightest commotion in the ocean. The fish waited for the dolphins to send the all-clear vibration that rippled through the water for hundreds of miles. Once the fish got the all-clear, they came out of their hiding places. These are the dolphins and the fish. Marlene dashed around the Atlantic Ocean like speed lightning using her superpowers. She had to make sure everything was okay. Then she swam home to rest for a while as she felt it was going to be a long night. At home, she made herself a cup of green tea and fell asleep on her pink clam lounger. Luckily, there were no more tremors that night. And there's Marlene sleeping on her pink clam lounger. In the morning, the news reported calmer weathers for the next few days, which was perfect for her trip to go see her mermaid sisters in Asia. That afternoon, Marlene finished preparing for her trip and met with the dolphins. She always informed them when she was going away, and they were thrilled to help protect the Atlantic Ocean whenever she left the continent. Marlene never returned home without their favorite dolphin treats to enjoy. Here's Marlene and the dolphins. In Asia, Marlene shared the surprise with her mermaid sisters. Soon the council arrived and Charles, the eldest member, started the meeting. We've come to present you with a medal of excellence for the fine job you are doing of protecting the oceans from mankind's pollution, he exclaimed, and then he placed a medal on each mermaid. Alyssa and Gabriella, the youngest council members, sang the merfolk anthem and the party commenced. There was scrumptious foods, merry dancing, and loud merfolk laughter, but best of all, the ocean animals were happy and there was harmony in the deep blue sea. There they are getting their medals. Now, one thing I'd like to point out is that I did, as a teacher, include a teacher guide at the end of the book. That would be helpful if any other teacher is planning on sharing this book with their class. And I'd like to read something more about the story so that you would have a little bit more of a background knowledge. Okay? Mermaids on a Mission to Save the Oceans is a work of fiction, but it builds an important bridge for young children to connect with real-world environmental issues occurring in Florida and around the world. Join the movement of these Mermaids on a Mission to preserve the lakes, the rivers, and the oceans of the blue planet for generations to come. Now, on this Earth Day, I hope that you will celebrate by visiting my website, janetballetta.com, where I offer free learning activities that you may enjoy and use with your students in the classroom. Again, that website is janetballetta.com. Thank you.